Hey guys, welcome back to our Greenhouse Lab remote class. Today we're going to do a little bit of a special video because my Quest class has asked of all the videos that I could show, maybe I would take a deeper look at my chickens. So I thought that maybe it made a lot of sense to come on out here today. It's Monday, July 27th, and it is hot. So I'm standing in the shade and I'm looking out onto my chicken coop and chicken run, and I figure, well, maybe I'll give you a tour. So let's do it. So I built this all myself 2.5 years ago. What was here before was just a little bit of a driveway and some grass. So the first thing I did was I built a little platform up above the surface of the driveway, and then I built this little chicken coop on top of it. It's like a big shed. It's designed so that it has windows in the back and in the front. Let me open up our little gate, you can see, and a door in the front and a tiny little chicken door down at the bottom. That's the first thing I built. It's big enough to hold 12 chickens. So it's got 2 roosting bars, and also it's got 3 nesting boxes, and it's fortified on all sides with 1/2-inch hardware cloth so that any predators can't get to it. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look. So I'm stepping into my main chicken run. This is an enclosure right outside of my chicken coop. It's about 6 foot 1 inch tall in places, less in others. So I've got to duck down a little bit here. And as we move on over, you'll see that I've got a little feeding station that hangs right from the ceiling. And all the chickens eat their food right there. And then we have some water and some more water. There's a couple water stations out here because it's quite hot. As we look at the chicken coop itself, there's the big main door, which is open so we get some nice airflow. It's hot here today, but it can close and latch, as you can see. I've got a latch there so it can shut up nice and safe. And I've got this little chicken door. You can go up the chicken ladder, up, and right into the coop. So I can open up this chicken door and the ladies can come in and out as they please. Inside I have 2 roosting bars, little perches for them, and that's enough. They could, maybe 6 or so hens can sit on each of these roosting bars. We could have 12 in here. We only have 8 right now, but you could have more. I spray this down with lactobacillus, which is a microorganism that I breed, and this lactobacillus helps me keep the odor down because it eats ammonia, this tiny little microorganism. So we spray it all through the wood shavings that are in the bottom, and it prevents the smell from really getting too bad out here. So you've looked at the nesting bars. You can see that the eaves are all protected with that 1/2-inch hardware cloth. There's no way for anybody to get in here to eat my ladies. And I have 3 nesting boxes in the back on the side. One of them is occupied by Willow. She's laying an egg right now. The middle one doesn't have anything in it, and this first one here has a whole bunch of eggs. The ladies use that one mostly. That's their favorite. And so they keep on going back to that one instead of moving from one to the next. On the side, I've got this big window that lets plenty of light in, and the hens like light an awful lot. And so it's a nice big window for them. And then I have another little chicken ladder which goes to the outside of my chicken run. the secondary run, I call it. And I'm gonna show that to you now. Let me just move on out of the main chicken run. Close this door behind me. This secondary chicken run, I designed to give the ladies a little bit more room to stretch their legs, but I knew that their main predator in the area is hawks. And I get a lot of trees around, so there's prime places for hawks to spy my hens and swoop on down and grab one. And so I had to outthink these hawks. I did a lot of research and I realized that they need more than 3 feet for their wingspan to take off and to land. So they can't land in an area that's less than 3 feet. And so what I did was I marked out this space with 2 smaller fences in the center, which make paths which are narrower than 3 feet. So there's no place in this chicken run that is that is wider than 3 feet. So hawks can't land here. And the next thing I did was I knew that the enemy of hawks are crows, because hawks also like to take crow babies. And so what I do is for every 10 eggs that the ladies lay, we leave one out for the crows. And so I have a whole group of crows that live in my property, up in the trees and around. They love to be here because we feed them eggs all the way through the year. So there's plenty of food for them all the way through the year. Interesting fact, a group of crows, it's called a murder of crows. Isn't that interesting? Now in the back here, right behind our chicken coop and right behind our chicken run and our secondary chicken run, I've got what I call it my little chicken backyard. And here is just a big open area, and it's right next to a bunch of blackberry bushes, and it's all sandy and dusty back here. And the chickens like to come back here and dig little holes and then fluff their feathers in the dust. It's called a dust bath, and it's one of the ways that the chickens stay clean. So I've got this same sort of snow fence and this area, my little chicken backyard, and they love to hang out here. The way that you get into the chicken backyard is through this little gate. You just open it on up. Some of my hens are free rangers. That means they know how to get out. And I have a forsythia bush that's right behind this chicken coop. And in this little forsythia bush, you can see got 2 hens. And then out behind my little scrap pile, we've got another. 3 of my 8 hens are free-range chickens. So that means that they know how to get out of the chicken run and they know how to get back in the chicken run. And so I just let them be. The rest of them, they don't know. And so we keep them inside, but there's plenty of space for them to move around and be nice and healthy. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is right next door to my chicken coop. I have this big garden of herbs that I'm just letting go to flower. This right here, I'm going in to show you. This is oregano, and you can see the pollinators here. We got a whole bunch of yellow jackets and wasps here. Honeybees here, lots of honeybees just flying around enjoying the nectar. The odor of the mint, and that's what this is here. You can see I've got a lot of mint. I've got about 15 or so feet of mint. The odor of the mint helps keep the flies down. So what I'll do is I'll come on in and I'll pick off some mint leaves like so. I'll just lay them on out. And you can see, just drop them on in there, and the smell of that mint will help keep the fly population down. They don't like the smell of it. So anyway, there you have it. This is my little chicken coop. I built it myself. We have 8 hens that live here now. We could have 12 if we wanted to get more. And they provide us nice farm fresh eggs. They eat a lot of our vegetable scraps and vegetable waste, and they're just sweet ladies. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, but that is it for my grand tour of my chicken coop.